Hello, everyone. This is RJ, and I'll be presenting my final project over the relationship between Netflix and television shows. I hope you all enjoy. The way media is consumed has changed rapidly over the past 15 years, and cinema is no different. One of the leading companies responsible for this change would be Netflix. While Netflix has offered an abundance of movies, it can be argued that their current primary focus should be to attract more TV show viewers. But with a wide audience, Netflix must make sure to consider quality while adding a quantity of content. With this in mind, there are questions that Netflix could look to answer. Is there a considerable gap between TV ratings and TV viewership? Does TV content rating affect the popularity of TV shows? And does TV content rating also impact TV ratings? All these considerations are variables that Netflix must consider when adding new TV shows to their collection, especially since they will be available for only a limited amount of time. In this analysis, I used a data driven approach by merging data sets together with the purpose of breaking down and assessing different facets of TV shows in terms of ratings, content ratings, and viewer popularity. And I also created three hypotheses. My first hypothesis is yes, there is a gap between TV ratings and TV viewerships. I would think so because of cult classics, which are shows that have a devoted but a not so large audience. My second hypothesis is around whether content rating affects popularity, and I believe that it doesn't because there are shows with massive viewership available for virtually every age group. Which also ties into my last hypothesis that content ratings will not impact TV ratings as a whole. The concept of using data to influence what Netflix uses to stream is not new. Studies related to Netflix are usually based around their recommendation system. In a study released in 2019, Madadi and Krishna Prasad found that their recommendation system collects user data such as the user's location, content watched, user interest, user searches, and the time at which the user watched it. As of last year, the number of movies outnumbers TV shows by a ratio of 2 to 1, with 2018 actually being a peak year for TV shows released for streaming. Since data is the driving force behind the recommendation system, it can also be the force behind Netflix's focus on TV shows. Perhaps the level of detail is not as intense as the recommendation system, but it still needs a baseline for Netflix to put it to its homepage. While searching for data sets that would be relevant and suitable for this analysis, I came across two. The first is the Netflix movies and TV shows listings on Netflix, which includes thousands of TV shows and movies and detailing the genre, the content rating, and other details such as what country the show was created in and a brief description. This data set was great for nominal ranking and which words can be categorized. Since there wasn't an ordinal ranking within this data set, I still needed another one in order to group this all together. That other data set was the IMDb TV ratings, averaging all series. This is very important in giving the data ratings and as well as um, tracking its popularity. This also gave the data set an ordinal ranking, and it's based on the top rated TV shows of all time. After cleaning this data set, it happened to synergize perfectly with the Netflix set. And data cleaning was not a lengthy process because both sets were used for a previous analysis. Even though there was a different number of titles at first, we were able to whittle it down from thousands of titles to around 100. And Tableau was used both for data cleaning as well as manipulation. In this analysis, content rating and titles were pulled from Netflix, and rating average rating count, and popularity were pulled from the IMDb um, dataset. Using Tableau, I was able to create three data visualizations that will help Netflix analysis in the TV shows. In Figure 1, the graphic is a tree map visualization. And it's about the most popular TV shows by rating count and average rating. Rating count can be interchanged with popularity, in which it's about the most votes casted for a show. To further highlight the range of ratings, a gold-green color scale was used, with gold being the lower end and green being the higher end. In this case, the ratings are fairly high because there was a range of 8 to 9.5. Another highlight is that Breaking Bad was both the most popular and the highest rated content in this visualization. And when looking at the grand scale of things, there's a slight trend that popularity and ratings do correlate. The second visualization was a box and scatter plot that was categorized by content rating. Because Netflix should be looking for high quality and popularity, the rating count had to be over 100,000. The plot shows that shows rated TV-14 has a higher range of popularity, but TVMA has the highest popular single show, which of course is Breaking Bad. TVU7 barely made an impact, and other ratings like TVPG didn't make the cut at all due to a lack of popularity. And Figure 3 is a bar chart that simply shows average rating by content rating. This is a simplified version of the previous figure and builds upon that and gives Netflix a straightforward view of just ratings without the variable of popularity. It shows that while kid shows are not popular, they are deemed as high quality and great content for the targeted audience. But it also confirms that more mature shows that are rated TV-14 as well as TVMA have a popular fan base and looks like a genre that can always be developed upon. Out of the three hypotheses, one of them only turned out to be true. It turns out that the first hypothesis was incorrect due to popularity and ratings correlating in a parallel direction. It was interesting to see that trend play out and actually toss the conversation about cult classics to the wayside. Another interesting point to see was that most of these shows were created within the last 15 years, showing Netflix that viewers are interested in newer shows than ever before. The second hypothesis turned out to be false as well, as only 3 content ratings out of 5 managed to create a visual. And TV V7 barely made the cut with only 1 data point to be shown. However, it can be seen that more mature shows receive a lot of viewership, holding most of the shows as well as scoring the highest ratings. And the last hypothesis was correct, as most of the ratings were within the same ballpark of each other. TVG did lag behind a bit, and overall Netflix could see that area as a place to improve for their younger audience. The relationships discovered in this analysis could be expanded upon in different ways. Netflix could use this for movies. Seeing what viewers like in that category can impact the way the company shows trending content. However, a more interesting route can be to analyze their international streams. The data used for this project was based only on the United States, so a look at other countries around the world would be a noteworthy analysis. And also an analysis of genres such as comedy, action, or horror would add another layer to this analysis and provide more segmentation for Netflix to explore. These future works can give Netflix a well-rounded approach on how to successfully improve their selection of content. And that's the end of my project. Thank you all for listening and have a great day.